So what are some of the questions people ask about real estate? Well, we're exploring the top 10 questions that people do ask about real estate. And in this time, we're going to be talking about the home buying process in 8 easy steps. Let's get into that next. Hey, Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave. And we've got another one of those great guides that you could download yourself and check it out and get all this great information. But before we get into this question about the home buying process in 8 easy steps, I did want to remind you that if you like this video, please go ahead and like it, share with somebody that needs to see it, and then please do subscribe to our channel. Go to our website. We got some great resources there under the resources tab. Now let's get right into it. So the home buying process in 8 easy steps. Determine what your budget is. So do you need a mortgage? Some people buy all cash, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that too. But whatever it is, you want to do it on purpose. How much mortgage payment are you comfortable with? Are you going to be selling your current home? How much are you going to be getting from that after all your fees and everything are paid? How much more or less will expenses be in your new home? You need to consider your property taxes, insurance, HOA, utilities. And that could be a big one, especially like if you're cut up from California. Our utilities in Idaho are quite a bit cheaper. Will you be getting a new job? Will you be making less money, more money? Are you going to be retiring? And retiring means you have less of some expenses, and you have a fixed income. So you have a lot of things there to help you figure out what your budget's going to be. Next, if you do need a mortgage, you want to get pre-approved for that. So you want to talk with a trusted lender early in the process. Maybe there's something that you could do to improve your credit score. And sometimes just some little changes in the credit score can actually mean a lot down the road. Your agent is going to have a lot of trusted lenders that they can offer to you, people that they've worked with in the past and they know that are very engaged and do great customer service and have a good product, things like that. There are times too when you have a local lender that your chances of getting to the closing table are a lot better than say one of those national ones that are, who knows where they are. And your pre-approval will make the offer on your home a whole lot stronger. In fact, in today's economy, if you don't have a pre-approval letter, there's really no point in putting an offer in unless you're going all cash. So then you're going to want to find a real estate agent. And how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to research agents to find somebody that's a good fit for your style, the way you like to communicate, your personality, and also a good fit for what it is that you're doing. Are you buying or selling a commercial property or multifamily or just a regular house? So you want to make sure that that's a good fit. A great way to research these agents is on YouTube, like maybe you're doing right now, and you get to know the personality and some of the pros and cons of that agent. Also, online reviews are great. Google reviews, things like that. Also, ask your friends and family who they've used in the past that they would recommend that you consider. So then the next step is going to be to start looking for homes. And what do you want and need in a home? Great question to ask yourself. It's also a great question for your agent to ask you. And your agent's going to be asking you more questions to bring out things you might not have even thought about yet. With those questions in that process, it's going to really help your home buying process, because even though you might like this thing in theory and the white picket fence from your childhood or whatever, maybe what you really need is something different. So your agent's going to be invaluable in helping you figure those things out. So also talk with your agent before you talk with any builders or for sale by owners or FSBOs. Even if you go onto the builder's website sometimes and you provide them any information, meaning even just your email, if you say, hey, yeah, go ahead and email me the floor plans on this, that automatically cuts out you having your buyer representation. Typically, the builders are going to be, almost always, the builder is going to be paying for your buyer's agent. And they will, some builders are like this, they will do what they can to cut that agent out. They don't lower your price, but what they do is they make it so they seem like they're all friendly. You have no representation. You have nobody on your side. And that's all started because you didn't have an agent ahead of time. So before you do talk with a builder, make sure you have that relationship with an agent. And that way, when you talk to a builder, you can say, I'm already represented. It doesn't stop you from getting information from the builder. And, the same type of a thing applies to for sale by owners. For sale by owners typically will already have figured into their pricing that they're going to be paying the buyer's agent. That's just the way it normally works out. And but if you go up there without already having an agent, sometimes the for sale by owner guy will say, well, let's cut the price. What he means is he's going to be putting more money in his pocket, and he's going to be, trying to, if money is the most important thing in this transaction, above honesty and clarity and things like that, that's when you really need representation the most. So have these conversations with your agent. The next step is going to be to make an offer. I know it's kind of scary, right? But your agent's going to advise you on the different strategies to get an offer accepted. And there's so many different scenarios here that you'll want an experienced agent that has been through these things. Your agent's going to find out what's important to the buyer, to you, and also to the seller. Is the situation a multiple offer situation? That really changes things quite a bit. And are there signs that the seller's motivated? And what are those? And also, what are your contingencies? What are the things that you're going to maybe have a house to sell before you can actually buy? So those are all great things that you and your agent will talk about. Negotiate the terms of the sale. When you came in, did you make your highest and best offer? Did you come in at the low end of a reasonable offer? Or did you just come in with a low ball and hope that nobody got so insulted they just threw their hands up and walked away? Another thing when we're negotiating the terms of sale is like, how much do you want the house? Is this like the one? It doesn't matter. Or are you wanting a deal? It's like, I only need to spend this much. And maybe that's like when you're a landlord and you're buying a rental house. It's really the figures that make the difference. If you're buying a house for yourself, it could be more of an emotional decision. And are there signs the seller is becoming more motivated? Is the days on the market up into 30 days, 60 days, things like that? And another topic that you'll be talking about with your agent is, what are your areas of negotiation? What are you flexible on and what are you not flexible on? What is a deal breaker? And the next step is to get a home inspection. So more than likely, unless it's a rare circumstance, you have a contingency to have a home inspection. And this is where you can hire an inspector to go out, or you can do it yourself if you've got those skills, and find out what's wrong with the house, what things that you need to be aware of. And this is not a time where you get a second bite at negotiating the overall deal, but repairs and compensation for the repairs can be negotiated. So I got the inspection report. It said that the light bulbs burn out in the pantry. We need to knock $5,000 off the price. Man, that's not going to work out. But maybe you say, that's fine. We want the house anyway. We can afford the dollar to put a new bulb in. So and then there's like gray areas all the way between. And your agent is going to be keeping you updated on the home inspection process. You're going to get the report. A good agent's going to go out and do a debrief interview with the home inspector and show that to you. Sometimes the results that the inspector says puts more context about what the whole entire written report looks like. So what's the next step? The next step is to finalize the sale. So the title report's done, the repairs are done, you've got your home insurance in place, the lender gives us the clear to close, your down payment funds are ready to wire from your bank to the title company. You've had your signing appointment set. Is this going to be an in-person signing or a remote signing? If you're in California, it might be a remote signing, but even if you're here and you're at work and you only have a half hour over lunch, we can do a remote signing at your work too. These are all things that will get figured out. Then the title office does their magic on closing day. And then I want to remind you too, it's not when you sign and it's not when the other party signs that the transaction is completed. It's when the county records the transaction. That's when it's signed. That's when we get the call. That's when you get the call. And then that's when it's all done. So that was our home buying process in 8 easy steps. Wasn't that easy? That wasn't too bad at all. So that's the home buying process in 8 easy steps. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Not too hard at all. So remember to download your copy of this guide. If you have any more questions, certainly give us a holler. We'd be glad to help you. Well, and until next time, this is Treasure Valley Dave. Looking forward to helping you get home.